Hi, my name is Lickey, and I'm a 17-year-old high school student in New York City. I am currently a volunteer writer for the Morgan Project, and they have given me this opportunity to be a volunteer interviewer for the Teen Pop magazine. And the Teen Pop magazine is the first online magazine for high school students that gives young aspiring journalists the opportunity to share their voice, build their portfolios, and receive peer feedback and mentorship in the editorial industry. In addition to contributing and submitting content, their writers can connect with each other, share ideas, and help each other improve. Today, we have with us here Anamika Punjabi, who is a fashion influencer. She has done her entire schooling from Lagos, Nigeria, but is currently during her final year in Bhopal, India. She's an aspiring model and is currently taking part in a show called Mr. and Miss Asia Glamour 2020. She was born in Bhopal and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. In school, she is known for her love of singing and books. So I'll start with the first question, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
What was your ray of inspiration that led you to want to be a fashion influencer?
Okay, so all my life, I'm an Indian child. We've grown up seeing all these movies. We've grown up seeing all these fabulous actresses on TV. But I would say definitely my inspiration was, I remember as a kid, I had gone to this one party, and one of my mother's friend's daughter was there actually, and she was a model at that time. She had also graduated from my high school, which is Indian language school, and her name is Naina Di. Her name was Naina. We call Di as a term of respect. And she was gorgeous. She was the center of attention in the room, all eyes on her, and she just had this sort of control over the crowd, And I loved that. I saw that and I was like, okay, I want that. That's where I want to be in life. I want to be a model. I want to influence people. So yeah, that was my ray of inspiration.
Oh, that's really nice. Do you still have contact with her today?
Yeah, I do. We're actually connected together through a close family friend, and she's currently in the same town as I am. She's in Bhopal too, so that's.
Would you say she's your role model, or do you have another role model?
No, I would say she is my role model. I would also say there's this one Indian influencer, Komal Pandey. She has recently really come up, like in YouTube and on Instagram. She has really worked her way to the top, and she's really inspired me because I have been like following her kind of clothing and the way she styles her clothes. It's kind of reusable, affordable kind of fashion. It's not that she goes out to the market every day. It's pretty good. She's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I really like how you mentioned how she uses affordable clothing, because there are many times when people want to do certain careers like in fashion, but they don't get the opportunity. But that sounds like a great way.
I mean, when you think about it, fashion is really not about, wearing big brands. I mean, those are just hobbies that people might have, wearing big brands. You have that name, okay, I'm wearing a big brand. But really, fashion is about expressing who you are, isn't it?
What would you say are 3 things that someone who is starting or wanting to be an influencer should know?
One is content management. I really plan like a crazy person the content that goes onto my social media. I do a lot of photo shoots. It's crazy basically. I literally plan it. I have my notebook right here. I plan it all out in this notebook. I still have the questions for this written out here. But content management is really one thing. I have learned that if you want your page to be about something, like I'm an aspiring model, right? And I also sing. So my page is mostly about just my singing videos, and it's about my fashion journey, I guess, or whatever you want to call that. So you just stick to that, because I see a lot of these people, they get a lot of views on the videos, but their content is very scattered.
Yeah, I think organization is important in such an industry as that one. Yeah, so you also mentioned that you have an interest in singing. So I was wondering if you had someone who, like your favorite singer or someone who influenced you?
I love a lot of singers, honestly, but 2 of my favorite singers growing up, the most iconic ones would be Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. I mean, I think we've all been there, growing up as pre-teens or pre-tweens, whatever. We all had that addiction to Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift. They were amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I had a phase too. If you could help people in the future, what would you say are some important things to know about the industry?
I think one absolutely like basic thing that people need to know is to be authentic. Because earlier, we had this thing where Instagram was this platform for people being fake, portraying their life for what it isn't. I mean, we still have that, obviously, because, it's social media. Everyone likes that illusion of appearing better than they are. But I think you add a little bit of authenticity to your page, or under your captions, you write something that people can relate to. I think that's something that people should start doing, and that's one thing that people should know.
So people or books, because you said you have an interest in reading, would you say had like a heavy impact on yourself?
Well, I have read a lot of amazing books. I have read a lot of classic. I have read every child's, like the best author in the eyes of every child, Enid Blyton. Those books have obviously had an impact on me. But one book that like truly turned the tracks of my life around would be this book. It's a dieting book. It's not like a literary book. It's this book by Rujita Devekar. She's a very famous Indian dietitian, and after reading her book, it just really turned my life around. I realized that a lot of things I was doing were wrong in terms of my eating. So that really changed my life a lot.
So, what would a typical day in your week look like?
Well, I mean, nowadays, my weeks are going pretty crazy because, as I mentioned, I'm taking part in this pageant, right? Miss and Miss Asia Glamour 2020. So I've had to have an insane amount of photo shoots for this. So ideally, on the day that I have to have a photo shoot, I prefer like having it in the golden hour, which is morning time, 6 to 7. So I get up by 4 a.m. and 4 a.m. I know, pretty crazy. I get up at 4 a.m. I take a shower. Some days I like to wash my hair. If I'm keeping it open for a shoot, I like to wash my hair so it gives it a really fresh look. So I wash my hair, I put on my makeup, and all of that takes me a lot of time. And if I'm doing a location shoot, then I have to be ready by like 5:40 or 5:30. So I have to wake up by like 3:30 on those days. So yeah.
Okay. So can you talk a little bit about your experience in the Mr. and Mrs. Asia Glamour 2020?
Oh my god, okay, my experience. So initially, before I even heard about this pageant, because I just moved to India, I just came to India in March. I was randomly on my Instagram, and then this advertisement just popped up on my phone. And I gave my name for it, just like that. I was like, okay, why not? A show is happening, I'll just give my name for it and see where it goes. And I actually ended up getting selected for the semi-finale. And from there on, it's just been a crazy journey. I've had to work on myself a lot because I got really into the whole pageant thing then. I was like, okay, I have to win this, I have to be serious. So I was practicing walking every day. I'm very comfortable in heels. I usually wear very high heels and I'm super comfortable in them. But walking in heels and ramp walking in heels are completely different things. It's not easy to walk in 6-inch heels in a straight line. It takes effort. So I would practice walking every day on my terrace. I used to keep like 3 books on my head and I would practice walking around in heels. And I had to have a lot of photo shoots. I had to experiment with lots of different kinds of makeup. Like before I moved here in March, I didn't really wear like a lot of makeup. Like my makeup would like consist of just winged eyeliner and a nude lipstick. I've been wearing this same shade for the past 2 years. So anytime I was free in the evenings, I would sit and with my eyeliner bottle, I would try different kinds of eyeliners. I would try different kinds of makeups. I bought a lot of makeup. So yeah, it's just those things, and I had to really push my boundaries. I had to get very creative with my clothing. Like I told you, I was inspired by Komal Pandey, right? So we had this thing online actually because we couldn't have it frontal because COVID. So I had to get really creative with my wardrobe because I knew a lot of girls would be going out to markets and trying and getting the best of the most expensive clothing they can, things that look great. But I decided to like take a deep look into my wardrobe and I tried to be creative with the clothing. I tried to make new outfits, new combinations with the clothes that I already had, and I think I did a pretty decent job with that. So if you see on my Instagram, I will be posting the pictures from the photo shoots, and I would say I did pretty well on the outfits.
So what would you say are your future goals or your future career goals?
I have absolutely unreal future goals. I want to be like a supermodel.
Where would you say is your favorite travel destination or somewhere you really want to go to?
So definitely Paris.
If if you had if you could do anything besides from modeling or a career in modeling, what would you say would be your other option besides from singing?
I would have become an IS officer because yeah, it's pretty extreme, right?
Do you have a favorite movie?
One was The Hate You Give. Have you seen that movie? It's about racism.
Yeah, I did see it actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I love that. And there was this movie on Netflix called To the Bone. It was about this girl with an eating disorder, and it was pretty informative to me.
You mentioned previously that when you were younger, Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift were some artists you really liked, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say right now is your current favorite song?
People You Know by Selena Gomez. I love her recent album. It was pretty good.
So, thank you for all your responses. I really enjoyed your perspective and how your experience growing up in Lagos it shaped your personality and your character. And I also liked how you talked about authenticity and being true to yourself, and how that's one really big takeaway and lesson that aspiring people in your industry should follow.
Thank you so much for having me.